today's video is a BMS friendship video from my friendship series that I've been doing. This year I decided to start a friendship series to celebrate friendship, and I've been interviewing friends that I've made over the years, friends that, you know, have inspired me, friends who I may not always speak to all the time, but at some point in my life they were very instrumental and they played a very strong role in me becoming who I am today. People who, when I think about them, I just have a smile on my face because we've shared lots of great memories. And in today's friendship series video, I'm going to be introducing to you my good friend Ifunanya. Everyone, this is Ifunanya, also known as Funny.
Hi, everybody.
Or Dr. Fab. That's letting you know now that I feel like I'm interviewing a celebrity.
Really?
You know?
Like, seriously?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, it's very, very simple. I'm just going to ask you some questions and you answer. I think I have about 5 questions in total for you.
Okay, I'll try not to be verbose.
So are you ready?
Yes, shoot.
Okay, so my first question for you actually is not a question, it's more of a statement. But back in school, we were the most similar. We had like similar upbringing, similar, you know, our parents, our fathers used to work offshore.
Yeah.
So they used to travel a lot, and we had also traveled. Although I think Ifna, you traveled when you were older than I was, because I was really young when my dad worked in Pricewaterhouse.
Yeah, I was older.
And to be honest with you, like, Ifna just reminded me of my brother, like the female version of my brother. Like, so knowledgeable about everything.
Okay.
Well spoken. Talk about the accents. Like, I'm like, this girl, what's wrong with you? Why are you just reminding me of my brother? So we had a kind of sibling rivalry going on. Well, for me, you know, I'm just like, oh, this girl, like, why is she just perfect? Like, everything about her is just on point. You know, then you now be buffing up and, you know, just be gorgeous anyhow. I'll just be like, oh God, I'll just be depressed looking at you. I'm just like, this girl.
Oh my God. Interesting. Oh, it's interesting that as human beings, we always look at things and think that, oh, on this side I must be perfect, and if I'm like this, I will be complete. So, you know, imagine that the person is also looking at you and saying, if I have even a little of what this person has, if I have this person's self-assurance and this person's, you know, confidence, or even this person's beauty, or this person's, you know, happiness with everything, I'll just be okay. It just shows that God just helps us you know, to each their own, and everyone is perfect just how God has created us to be, you know.
Now, another thing that you do that really inspires me is your blog. I probably read every single post you have, and I love how you pour out like all everything. I just love your blog. I love reading it. It's just relates to every woman, I think, and I think every woman should go out and read it. So I have 2 questions for you. One, why did you start a blog? And secondly, when did you realize that you were a feminist?
Why did I start a blog? Writing has always been an outlet for me. I think I'm just recently learning how to be a confrontational person. You know, because of my job. Naturally, I'm not a confrontational person. I'm the kind of person that I will endure until the thing is about to finish me. Then maybe I'll talk. But writing helps me to kind of put what I cannot say out there, you know. The things that bother me, the things that maybe keep me up at night. If I write them down, it's kind of cathartic. I feel like, okay, in some way I have been able to talk through them, through what by writing.
Yeah.
So I kind of started my blog because honestly I was stressed out. I won't lie. I was going through a few things at that time, just a lot of pressure, being a wife, being a mother, being a Christian, and it was just finding it hard to balance everything. And it was just my way of, honestly, I wasn't writing so much as for other people. It was kind of like a diary of sorts. That's how it really started. But then after a while, I realized that, talking with different women, realizing that a lot of women are actually going through those things and feel the way I feel, and, getting some of the responses from other women, realizing that people actually, what I'm saying resonates.
Yeah.
I think it keeps me going. Might not be the reason I started, but now it keeps me going. It's to what I realized I was a feminist. I think I read an essay by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, who is like my girl crush right now. And it was Dear Ijewele. And she was writing a letter to her friend who asked her how to raise her daughter feminist. And when I read it, I realized that a lot of these things, they were not even profound. They were just truth, very simple and factual. It just made me realize that I'd grown up in a society that I had bought what they were selling. I had bought the idea that somehow being feminine and being a female meant that I was just a little less, and having, I have 2 daughters, and realizing that, I am a full human being. I might not have a penis, but I'm a full human that can achieve anything that a man can achieve. And I was happy that it happened to me before my daughters, went into their formative years, because I think it's important for me to have this information so that right from now I can start passing on this information and tell my daughter, see, you are a full human being. You don't have to live your life hoping to be making yourself liked. You have to live your life trying to please God. That's the most important person in your life. And every other person comes after. You don't wake up, your waking and dying moment should not be how to make one person have self-esteem. I mean, only God gives that.
For something I wanted to ask you, how does your husband cope? How does your husband take it?
I think that, my husband knows me in and out, and most of the things I talk about are things that he knows that I believe in. I understand that sometimes in African context I might be seen as this woman, her own is too much, but I think my husband understands the kind of person I am. I feel that respect is reciprocal. I expect that as I give him respect, I also, as a human being, I feel that it's not a matter of woman or man. Even my little daughter, deserves some respect. Every human being should be respected. Yeah. So I give my husband his due respect, and he gives me my due respect. It means that I might not be the quintessential docile African wife, but I think I keep him guessing. So it makes for a very interesting marriage. My husband are very passionate people, so we play as hard as we fight. And I think that it makes it interesting. I think that being married to me is like living in interesting times.
Like you said, you weren't always like this, very opinionated, and like the things that you're putting out there are quite controversial. But girl, when I be seeing yours, I'm like, look, I think this thing, but I don't say it. How do you have that confidence to say these things that you say?
Honestly, everything goes back to who we love, which is God. I think, honestly, I find when you were talking in the beginning, I was laughing a lot because I never really saw myself as a confident person that you saw yourself as. I know the struggles that I have had in the way of, really figuring out who I was. And it's taken a lot of time and a lot of God talking to me, a lot of scripture, a lot of the Holy Spirit ministering to me for me to understand who I was or who I am in Him. And the minute I realized that to the maker of the universe, what I say and what I think matters, it stopped really mattering to me whether I held the popular opinion. And in summary, the only thing I can say is that God is my confidence, and it is in Him that I found out who I am.
Have you received any kind of negativity or anyone coming from you?
This is social media, of course. All these girls that don't want to cook for their husbands again, But that's normal. I don't think that's normal. It's Nigeria. We live in Nigeria. That's normal.
Okay, so to explain better to all the people that keep wondering who a feminist is or what a feminist is, can you please explain to them who is a feminist?
I think that society has misunderstood what a feminist is. I think a feminist is just somebody who wants there to be equality between men and women. And equality, whenever you talk about feminism, everybody says, oh, in marriage you want to be the same as your husband. But if you realize that even in the workplace, when a man is doing the same work as a woman, they are paid less for doing the exact same work, and sometimes even under more pressure. You understand that a feminist just wants people to get what's theirs. A man should not be paid more just because he's a man. It doesn't make any sense. And your son should not be sitting in the parlor watching TV while your girls are in the kitchen cooking just because he is a boy. It's a very simple concept that all men are created equal. Constitutions have been built on it. People are acting like it's such a weird concept, but it's not. If you believe that some people should not be slaves to other people, then it's just sounds like reason that a sex or a gender should not be inferior to another.
So this is the last question, and I want you to tell me, in your opinion, who do you think a friend is?
Okay.
Who would you consider a true friend?
Yeah. I like to say that, to start with, that when I got to university, and the friends I made there kind of gave me a friendship model to work with. I think that almost everybody I meet now is held up to the F1 criteria. And if you have found wanting, my sister, to the left. What I look out for me in a friend is someone who doesn't take themselves too seriously. What that means is that if I meet somebody and the person is just trying to impress me, saying things that they think will sound good to me, I'm already on my guard. And then I look for someone who is thinking about what they want in life and they're going after it with all their hearts, even though it's difficult, even though it's hard. As I was saying about you, that I admire you so much with the resilience that you have with your channel.
All right.
Oh, okay. Well, what's your sign out again?
Huh?
Spread love, spread positivity, and live to inspire.
Woo!
Yay!
That's my girl. That's how you know the people that be watching the videos. Yes. Yes. Oh, Funny, thank you so much.